No one pats you on the back when you do this. No one. You know, you just do it. You don't choose to do it. You just do it. I think for a lot of people who are caregivers, caretakers, guardians, you know, you do feel isolated and lonely. And there are many of us, and it's nice to meet other people who do that because you know, like, we understand each other. So it was probably in high school. You know, we saw a person who was sort of, you know, in pain, would take really hot showers, and then he would self-medicate. It was an up and down situation. Sometimes he'd be fine and sometimes he wouldn't be fine. It made the house very unpredictable. There was a lot of violence in our house. And I, as the second child, I was in the middle of a lot of it, trying to, you know, bring it down, mediate. I think one of the reasons you see so many people on the street who suffer from various forms of severe mental illness is that the families just can't withstand it. My biggest fear was if I turned my face, that I would see my brother in the street. And I don't want to do that. It's been a big part of my life. And like the last few years of my life, I have to say, a big part of my brain was always on alert. You know, I've had to deal with bureaucracy. I've had to deal with police, people who were well-trained and not well-trained, doctors, psychiatrists, workers, violent patients. It's a volatile, dangerous, and at other times very rewarding situation. And we were incredibly close. So I'm surprised that you can still really, like, you know, love someone after all of that. That after he could do all these terrible things to me, that I could still found things about him that was endearing. And then you would see that, you'd see the person under the illness. When I could see my brother, it meant a lot. I think it's hard for people, and I think we all feel isolated and overwhelmed. So you have to learn to take care of yourself too, you know, physically, mentally. I have a very wonderful wife, Catherine, and now she's a social worker, probably because of a lot of things she saw that I went through. My work has been an escape in many ways, to make something that's creative, that it's also constructive. Find, you know, where your joy pockets are and try to compartmentalize and not let it dominate your every waking hour and things. And I think that's the hardest thing to do. We all have to do that with our parents when they get sick. And you have to figure out, how do I take care of myself so I have something to give? And also that you feel acknowledged, that there's many of us that are like you know, that you're not alone in this. That's really important.